Happiness, and I'm back. Hey, I've been back from Europe, I don't know, 5.5 weeks now, but I wanted to give you an update on these John Lofgrens. First of all, many of you have been asking about my hairstyle, complimenting my hairstyle. I couldn't pull off the bangs anymore. I got COVID last year, and then my hair started falling out, and I was doing the bangs, and I was pulling it from the, I don't want to be the guy that does the flip. So I'm just combing it back and trying to grow it. It's starting to grow out again. I don't know if many of you know that COVID kind of affects the texture and the growth of your hair. Anyway, I'm back with a new hairstyle, and if you didn't see all my escapades in Europe, there are I think 5 or 6 short videos that I did, meeting up with some of y'all, some of my closest friends in the world over there across the pond. And if you are following me on Instagram, Happiness Carpenter, then you can see a lot of the pictures are on there. Just go back and scroll through the pictures. You can see some of the stuff I did and what I wore. But what I was doing exclusively, these are for something else. These aren't part of it, but I just had these 2 pairs of boots. So I was gone for 18 days. I did 9 countries. It was Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and England. And just some of those places, just a couple days. It was kind of a whirlwind, but I managed to find the Red Wing Amsterdam store, Happiness Brother, and I managed to also find the Red Wing London store. Both of them just kind of by chance. The Red Wing London store, the guys had just closed up, but they're outside, I think, just having some social time when I walked up on them. And those guys in London are great. And what a great time I had. But what I did was I just brought, guys asked me, how many pairs of boots did you bring? I just bought 2 pairs of boots. I brought my Fortis Happiness Carpenter Gold Rush boots in the Horween Natural CXL. And I brought my John Lofgren White Shadow Shell Cordovan combat boots. And this update is really to be about these combat boots, but there's just a couple other things I want to talk to you about. First of all, when I travel, I carry a man bag or a merce or whatever you want to call it. I just call it a purse, but I don't know. And I used to get my stuff. I have a couple of different versions of this one. This one's, in comparison to the shoes, it's kind of large enough to have everything I need in it, when I'm traveling for the day. And what happened on this one is one of my zippers broke right here. It's open. It zips. It's still open. So I was getting these from Wilson's House of Suede and Leather, which were at all the malls. They were a mall store, at least here in California, starting back in the 80s. And now I think because of, vegan leather and people not wanting to buy leather, they've kind of gone under. But I think they still supply leather or leather goods under different labels to different other companies. But this one, which I really love, this pebbled leather and everything, this one, that zipper failed right there. So what I did, I was in Germany, in one of the little towns, and I saw this brand in a number of the towns. It's called Von Lamazon. And I got this little purse. It's just slightly smaller. The leather seems really light, but the cool thing I wanted to show you about this was, look what happened to the back of it. The patina. This is I usually don't do patina. I know that many of you guys are interested in patina and distressed in how your jeans get distressed as you wear them and the spider webs and all that on the jeans. And I'm not really into that. I'm into keeping my stuff nice. I don't wash my selvage usually unless it needs it. And that way I'm keeping it nice and then developing the wear that I want once I do wash them. But my jeans and my boots and my leather goods, I try and shine up and keep nice. But okay, this started out, look at this. This started out, it's a really light kind of leather. I don't know what it is, but it's light. It started out looking like this. Okay, that's why that was protected. and it's kind of a light dark here on the two tones, but it was close to this. Maybe it was closer to this, but look what it turned into, man. It just got really super shiny and super blue for my selvage. So that's the first time, because I had this on every day. I think that other one, my zipper failed me about 2 days in. So I had this on, I don't know, for 14 or 15 days, and I got the coolest patina on there. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is the John Lofgren White Shadow Shell Cordovan Combat Boot. These were, I think, in collaboration with Standard and Strange, and I don't know specifically how many pairs were released. I think it was in 2020. And so if you look back at my other videos, you can take a look at how these were. I had maybe 2 or 3 wears on them. I was starting to get a little, of that shell or natural leather coming through just in kind of the creases above the cap toe. But now I got stuff all over those. Look at those. Okay, that's what happened to them. This is 8 wears in Europe. I think it's probably a total of 10 or 11 wears. And I kept this one unlaced so you can see what happened with the tongue too. It's getting a lot of marks on the tongue. But I am not into patinaing things. But I bought these specifically. I mean, this white, it's a white scuff off the shell, the White Shadow. And so I got in on this because I thought it was super cool. And they are starting to look really, really cool. So I just want to show you so you can get a very specific look at them, besides just in some of my pictures of what happened to these. You'll see you can't really do much about it. There's some scratches on it, and then this wear, and then of course you keep bumping the toe everywhere. I love these. These now, when I was doing so much walking, because I think we walked 119 miles over there. So that would mean that if this was, about 40% of that, that's probably at least 50 miles in these. And what was happening, these have the rolled edge. I was getting a little bit on the outside ball of my ankle, a little bit of pain. I didn't get any rubbing or blisters or anything, but I was feeling that. I call it pain. I wear steel toe, Army style Red Wing work boots my entire life. So it wasn't bad. I mean, they're great. And these are still not broken in after walking probably with the other wears 50 or 60 miles. But I didn't get that, of course, because these ones that I designed, my dual screen just went off, so I can't see what I'm showing you now. But these ones that I designed with Fortis are the 8-inch. So these were more comfortable for me, and I had 10 wears in these. Here's the other one, so you can kind of see exactly what happened with these. Can't even see what I'm showing you at this point, so sorry if I fail. But look at all the cool scratches, scuffs, where the creases are supposed to be. The creases right back here. You can see that. It's really this shell is super tough leather, and so I think that's why I was feeling it a little bit up here with the rolled edge. It was just cutting my ankle a little bit. I'm not going to call it pain, but I was feeling it. But yeah, there is not, after 50 or 60 miles on this Vibram V-Bar, I think it's the 700 sole, there's not a whole lot of wear on there. But you see that I did scuff some of that off. I don't know if it'll ever get much worse than that. Of course, with my massive collection, do I wear boots a lot? This actually was, besides my work boots, I think this might be the most wears I've got on any boots in my collection. So this is what I want to show you. This is what the video is about, is just showing you this right here. These other ones, the Gold Rush boots by Fortis, the reason I have these are my John Lofgren Engineers. I think you've seen these with the, they've got the cattle brand on them right there. And that one doesn't. That one does. But what I want to show you, because both of these are the same leathers. It's Horween Natural CXL. Natural, I think I've said this before in a video, If I buy a natural stain for my carpentry work, if I'm doing something, it's like a cedar color, a light brown color. If I want clear, it's clear. So natural does have a little bit of brown, and I don't know if you can really tell, but really, I mean, besides on these, the leather started rolling a little bit and such uh, in some places. They just darkened. They just darkened a tiny bit. So if you can see the difference on my left hand one, the lace up one here, that's what happened. Was it got a little, I can see it on the back here. I don't know if you can see that. It got a little more goldy color, a little bit more golden and a tiny bit darker is what happened to the Natural CXL. That's a really good leather. And Fortis did a great job at my instruction on the design of these Happiness Carpenter Gold Rush boots. Now the Gold Rush boot is still available. It's one of their models now. If you want this boot, one of my friends, hey Ryan, in Canada, I think got it with some really cool different colors. I think a black and a maroon. And these boots look really cool. I got them in the veg tan, which is, the pinkish veg tan. And then I got these. So these worked really, really well for me for walking all these miles, probably 60 or 70 miles in these throughout a lot of Europe. But they sure didn't show all the scuffs like these are supposed to. So that's what I want to show you today. Hopefully you're still with me. I think that little dual screen just died. I can't see what I'm doing, but hopefully the recording's still going, or else I've been going rambling on and on for nothing. But the other thing I want to talk to you about today is just kindness. And since I'm not really an international guy, I've been to Canada when I was a little kid. I've been to lots of places in the Caribbean when I was younger. I've been to Venezuela when I was younger. But I've never been over to Europe, and I found that they got a lot of the same problems over there in life. I think it's the human condition of, it's like little kids. It's like, this is mine. Borders and countries and immigration, all these things swirling around us all the time. It's so confusing. And those are political things, and I promise you not to talk about political things anymore, and I don't want to. But what I found over there is that what I discovered over there about myself when I was in Europe is that I need to be happy all the time, because a lot of people depend on each other. And if we're all just bummed out and angry all the time, guess what? More people just get bummed out and angry. So I decided over there, hey, you know what? Despite of our circumstances, which can be very dire and are in many ways, I'm going to be happy. And I'm going to spread love and joy and peace and happiness all the time. But what I want to tell you, part of that is, maybe you're not an outward extrovert guy like me who never met a stranger, who engages everyone and talks to them about love and peace and happiness and boots. Sorry. But just be kind. And I think I've also said this before. If I died and the only thing that it said on my tombstone besides my name and date and whatever is that he was kind, I think that would be one of the greatest things that they could put about me if people think that I'm kind. I think if you complimented me and you told me that I was kind, I think it's the best thing you could say about me. So that's what I'm after, is kindness. So I'm just inviting you, no matter what your situation, who you are, how you feel about what's going on in the world around you or anybody else, or because they're different than you or whatever, I'm just inviting you to be kind. And there are situations that we need to walk away or maybe run away or get away fast from people that are just takers and aren't good to us and are going to abuse us. But other than that, I think kindness goes very, very far. I've had 2 or 3 situations in this life where just doing my happiness routine and kindness people have actually told me that I have changed their mind from the suicidal thoughts that they were having. And it's really nothing that I did besides just give them the love that I want people to give me on a daily basis. So wherever you are, I mean, I said this before too, like the checker at the check stand, at the market or whatever you are, you don't know what they're going through. They could be sitting there smiling, checking your stuff, doing their job, but I mean, they may be at the end of it all inside. And your love and your kindness and your caring, not just saying, how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. But, you know, how are you feeling today? You know, how are you? And lots of people, yesterday I was at a store and, you know, the girl says, well, I'm doing all right. And I just said, well, you know, I want you to know that we're all in this together. And, you know, when you get off from here, I want you to rest, get some rest and enjoy yourself. And just know that there's people out there that love you and that need you to be you. So we can keep passing along that kind of kindness. I think we're going to heal this world and make it a better place. I think love is the only way. Love is all we have. Love is all we need. Love is what we need. And so if no one told you in this day, the carpenter loves you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching. And if you are watching, then hopefully you are learning maybe about boots, learning along with me how to get through this life and to be happy in spite of our situation, and how to always try and give love and happiness to others even when we may not be feeling it all the way. Let's try and act our way into feeling instead of feel our way into acting. You get that? So if we start acting positive, maybe we're going to start feeling positive. If we don't act positive, we just wait to feel positive, that may never happen, and we may just fall into depression. So again, in this day, excuse me, in this day, the carpenter loves you. So go out, get out there and spread the love, and maybe you can do it in some fancy boots. Have a great day.